101, and we've got 5 minutes for that. Honorable Danu. Thank you, Chair. On item 21.1110, personal emolument, can we have more details from the Minister?
Well, personal emoluments, you have basic salary for compensation, allowances, extra assistance, cash in lieu of leave, and end of year bonus.
Honorable Tim.
2110.005, extra assistance. May we know from the Honorable Minister the name of the advisors and the amount paid to them?
Yes. Provision made to cater for salary of one advisor, Mr. Javed Soifu, in public relation matters. And you asked for salary? Yes, 32 350 per month, allowance 5 825 if he works beyond normal hours, and 1,000 rupees for telephone.
Honorable Nagalingam. Honorable Kiran.
Page 253, Chair.
No, 252. No? Honorable Lakshman Roy.
Thank you, Chair. Can we have, under item 21.110 on allowances, can we have more details pertaining to this 11110, decimal 004 allowances?
Yeah, provision made for payment of other allowances, additional duty, responsibility, and ad hoc allowance, internet, as approved by the Minister of Public Service, Administrative and Institutional Reforms.
Thank you. We move to page. You got a question on page?
Yes, 252.
Okay.
Yes, on 252, I'll come back to the extra assistance. You mentioned what there is only one advisor, 32,000 rupees, times 13, it's approximately 400,000, but there is 800,000 what is budgeted. May we have the details for the remainder?
But it was catered to have an additional advisor, so I have only one.
Thank you. We now move to page 253. We start with Dr. Honorable Boulel.
Thank you very much, sir. Item 22.130, studies and surveys, budgetary provision of 500,000 rupees. Can the Honorable Minister inform us as to which studies and surveys have been carried out?
Provision made for a survey to be carried out on empowerment support scheme. It appears that consultancy services will be effected in this financial year, and it will be soft skill consultant. I think it has already been awarded, and for the study on the impact of training provided to beneficiaries on SRM.
Honorable Fukyun Basha.
Item 26.313. Can I?
Well,
Sorry, next one.
No. No, but we are still on subheading 9101.
Okay.
Honorable Duval, yours for a question?
No.
Honorable Béranger.
22.120 fees. Can we have a breakdown, please?
Fees? Yes. Yes, provision made for the following. Payment of fees to chairperson and members of committee, namely departmental bid committee, bid evaluation, ad hoc committee, and audit committee. Then training fees for staff of the ministry and consultancy fees.
Thank you. Time over for this item. We now move to subhead 9102, poverty alleviation and empowerment, on page 253. Go on. 10.
Yes, Chair.
No, sorry.
Huh?
It's to Honorable Fukyun.
Thank you, Chair. Item 26313, National Empowerment Foundation, upgrading of living environment in deprived regions. May we know which regions have been benefiting from this program, please?
Yes, well, it depends on demand from any constituency. So for this financial year, for the past financial year, setting up of an open gym, Grand Bois, and upgrading of children playground at Rivière-du-Remport, and in the next budget, so I think we are working for an open gym at Avenue Beatou.
Honorable Juman.
Thank you, Chair. 26313.135 National Empowerment Foundation. Can I know the composition of the board and the pay packets, monthly pay packets of the CEO?
Well, the CEO, Mr. Alain Alifon, salary 104 000 per month, traveling 11 500, cell phone allowance 2,000 rupees, passage benefit 5% of annual salary, and composition of NEF. You also asked for composition. So the chairperson is Mr. Rafik Sourifan, 65 000. Then you have other members, the permanent secretary of the ministry. Then you have someone from the finance sector, Minister of Finance, lead analysis. You have also PM office. And then you have independent members.
Honorable Dulab.
Thank you, Chair. Same item, small a, National Empowerment Foundation, operating costs. I notice an increase of around 29 million for the forthcoming year. Can we know from the Minister the reasons thereof? Thank you.
Yeah, good question. So, increase in operating cost, because I think the NEF will have more staff in Mauritius and Rodrigue to cater for the beneficiaries.
Honorable Kira.
Well, what I can provide for the time being is provision made to meet the operating costs of the NEF, including salaries and allowances, cost of utilities, maintenance of equipment, among others.
Honorable Mayotte.
Already canvassed, Chair.
So we move to 254. Honorable Lakshman Roy.
Thank you, Chair. Under item 27210.014, Poverty Empowerment Marshall Plan Against Poverty, small letter B, item school materials. Can we, there seems to be an increase in the amount for this budgetary year. Can we have the number of beneficiaries also, please? Thank you.
Well, it concerns some 11,541 children and SRM for a sum of 56 million. And, well, we have changed the policy. A cash grant would be provided in lieu of school materials, but we are still working on the modality. And there is an increase to cater for additional beneficiaries following the review of the poverty threshold from 10,500 to 14,650.
Honorable Leopold.
Thank you, Chair. Item 26323, construction of social housing. Does that imply all islands of the Republic of Mauritius?
Yes, both Mauritius and Rodrigue, but I think for Rodrigue they are still working on the concept for the time being. So constructions of houses, as you all know, fall under the Ministry of Housing. However, we do have a scheme for SRM beneficiaries. So we have 3 types of scheme for SRM beneficiaries: fully concrete houses for those who are owners of land. So they have a plot of land, and then the NEF construct a house for them. So it is on demand. Then we also purchase 10% NHDC NHDC houses when to provide to landless beneficiaries, and then we have also the upgrading of existing houses.
Thank you.
So we upgrade houses of beneficiaries of NEF on demand.
Honorable Ganga Prasad.
Thank you, Chair. May I ask the Honorable Minister, page 254, item 27,210, decimal 014, school completion premium. There is an increase from 9 million to 15 million. Will the Honorable Minister give us further details regarding the beneficiaries?
Well, same answer as to cater for additional beneficiaries following the review of the poverty threshold. So there will be more children we'll have to cater for. So the school completion program is provided to students who have successfully completed their NCE, SC, HSC, or diploma degree. So NC, we give 15,000, SC, 25,000, HSC, 35,000, et l'université, 40,000 rupees. Just to encourage the children to be in school and to complete their education. Yes?
Honorable Jival.
Thank you, Chair. Under item 27210.014, Poverty and Empowerment Marshall Plan Against Poverty, A, Empowerment Support Scheme. Can the Minister provide information regarding the above allocation and items of expenditure?
Yes, Empowerment Support Scheme, provision made for payment of subsistence allowance to eligible SRM household having signed the social contract. So we do, as you know, we do provide a subsistence allowance to our beneficiaries.
Honorable Buddha.
Chair, on capital expenditure grants relating to upgrading of existing houses and housing units, may I ask the Honourable Minister whether we still have the policy of giving corrugated iron sheets and wood?
No, plus.
Thank you.
Honorable Amir Mia.
Yes. On page 254, 26323.135, construction of social housing units. Can I ask the Honourable Minister, how does this work under your ministry? I mean, how many housing units has been constructed, and also if she can give the cost per unit of each housing unit?
Cost, I think it is 1 million. So we, as I have explained, donc si le bénéficiaire il a une portion de terrain, il fait une demande au niveau du ministère, à ce moment-là, la NEF construit une maison. So I think it should not go beyond 1 million, exceed 1 million. Et quand nous avons des demandes, nous construisons. Donc, a total number of we call it fully concrete housing. So for the financial year 2022-2023, we have constructed 34. And during the financial year 2020, during the next financial year, we will construct 47. And then, as I have explained, NHDC houses, so we funds to the tune of 10 million would be disbursed by NEF by mid-June to acquire 28 housing units at Wooton. Donc, and then NEF will acquire 20 NHDC housing units at Mort d'Albert. Donc, chaque lot que la NHDC construit, nous achetons 10%.
Honorable Danou.
Thank you, Chair. On the same item, 26323.135, Roman upgrading of existing houses for the year 2022-2023, May we know from the Honorable Minister how many beneficiaries has benefited for the upgrading of these existing houses?
Upgrading, yes, voilà, upgrading existing SRM houses. 5 ongoing projects will be completed in the year 2023-2024. 3 new identified, Flac, Port-Louis, and Black River. So it is on demand.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Minister. We move to page 255. Got any question? Okay. So the question is that the sum of 879 million rupees for vote 9-1, social integration, is then part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it.
Vote 9-2, Social Security and National Solidarity.
The question is that the sum of 51 billion and 75 million rupees for vote 9-2, Social Security and National Solidarity, is then part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Honorable members, again we will go by subheading. So we start by 9-201 general. We got 5 minutes for that. We start at page 256. Honorable Juwan.
Thank you, Chair. 21110, decimal 005, extra assistance. Can we know from the Honorable Minister a breakdown of the extra assistance, 3 million?
Well, extra assistance, payment of salaries for free advisors on contract, Louis, Melissa, Emily, 62 200. Monsieur Chong, Public Relation Matters, 32 350, and Mrs. Saibali, 62 700.
Honorable Amiamio.
Chair, it's on the same subhead, but on page 257.
Sorry?
It's on the same subhead, but on the next page. Same
No,
subhead.
let's finish 256 first. Honorable Nangalingam.
Yes, and item 21110, decimal 004, allowances. Can we have a breakdown?
Allowances. Page 2. Provisions made for payment of extra duty, responsibility, and other ad hoc allowances to staff. Next page.
You're done? Honorable Utim.
Page 257. Page 257.
Okay. Okay.
Next page.
Yeah.
On page 257, under the item 22030, rent, may we know where are the offices located?
You asked for rent, am I right?
Yeah.
Yes.
To whom is
So
paid?
provisions made for rental building, social security house Rosil. Le montant aussi? Le montant, c'est 5 747 yearly. Roughly, hein, Astor Court offices, 2 358, local offices, 8 678, elderly daycare centers, 660 000, then rental of 6 parking slots, Beaubassin, Port-Louis, Astor Court, 340 000. Another item, rental of vehicles for International Day for older persons and persons with disability, 500 000. The last item is rental of facilities for events, 1 million. So increase, you asked for why there is an increase? No.
No, no,
No, okay.
that wasn't the question. So let's move to another. Honorable Amiamia.
Yes, thank you, Chair. On same page, 257, 22-100, publications and stationery. There has been a massive increase from 1.2 million to 9.2 million. May we know why such an increase and also the details of this figure?
Which item?
22-100.
Publications and stationery.
I can't find it. Publication and stationery.
Yeah.
Well, provisions for the purchase of... Bon, c'est même stuff tous les ans. Pourquoi? Donc, papers and materials, photocopy papers, 400 000, printing and stationery. Maybe there has been an increase in the items. I don't know, toners, ribbons, photoconductors, books, magazine, that's all the stationery.
Honorable Minister, the question was why last year it was 1,250,000 and this year is 9,250,000. We will come back on this. Let's take Honorable Abbas Mahmoud for the time being.
Thank you, Chair. Concerning item 22.900, the goods and services, International Social Security Association workshop. There is a sum of 2 million rupees only for this financial year, whereas last year and for next financial year, nothing. So is there any special workshop to be carried out?
Maybe I will have to ask my officers. I don't have the answer. Non. Pourquoi? Peut-être il n'y a pas eu de international. Il n'y a pas eu de workshop l'année dernière.
Docteur Honorable Boulet?
Ouais, c'est ça la réponse. Il n'y a pas eu l'année dernière. Donc cette année-ci, il y aura un workshop pour ISA. This workshop, the workshop will be held in Mauritius le 27-29 septembre 2023. That's why there is this item.
Time is over for this subhead. We move to subhead 9202, social protection. We got 10 minutes for this.
Ouais.
Honorable Danu.
Ouais.
Thank you, Chair. Item 22.120, fees. 001, fees for medical boards and domiciliary visit. Can we have a breakdown from the Minister how many doctors are attached for this domiciliary visit?
331. Enfin, nous avons 331 médecins, donc it depends on the demand. But we have sufficient doctors to visit our beneficiaries at home.
Dr. Honorable Boulel.
Same item. Now, the Minister stated that there are 331 medical practitioners attached and who deliver domiciliary visit. Now, as to, I hope you won't tell me it's policy, but how many domiciliary visits have been effected? Can we have this, Madam?
Yes, Honorable Member. So, 259,000 visits effected on a yearly period. Yes. Sorry?
Honorable Béranger.
Just to confirm, 259,000?
Oui.
OK, thank you.
Ça, c'est votre deuxième question, là?
Non, sorry, c'était pour confirmer. Item 22090, security. Can we have details about this and who is the contractor?
Yes, security. Provision made for payment of security services for 4 recreational centers. Donc, à la page... Vous avez demandé les compagnies, là? Ouais. Foyer Trokesia, c'est contractor Top Security Service Limited. James Bertie David Recreational Center Quick Security Guards Limited. Sir Shusagar Ramgulam Recreational Center Top Security Services Limited. Lady Sushil Recreation Center at Pointe-au-Piment Top Security Service Limited. Riambel, which will be open soon. Rapid Security Services Limited, Bois Savon Daycare Center, Top Security Service Limited, and Social Security Officers, L'Enfernan Limited, Social Security Officers, Brink Mauritius Limited.
Honorable Kira.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Page 257, item 22140, medical supply, drugs and equipment. An amount of 25 million was budgeted for last financial year. Can the Honorable Minister give us a breakdown of this amount?
Yes.
And names of suppliers also, please?
Provisions made for the purchase of 5,000 doses of influenza vaccine to be used for elderly persons aged 60 and above, inmates of charitable institution, licensed home and sent school. There is a decrease because it is based on actual demand. And then we have also purchase of equipment for blood sugar tests, strips for elderly person, whenever there is a need.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Leopold.
Thank you, Chair. Already canvassed.
Okay, so we move to page 258. Honorable Amos. Il y a 3 pages.
Yes.
Il y a 3 pages. De 5, 8, de 5, 9. Non, je donne la parole à l'honorable Amos.
Yes.
Allez-y.
Okay, item 27210, decimal 012, assistance and training of disabled person. I can see the recurrent sum of 20 million rupees voted every year. May I know from the Minister how much has been spent in the last financial year and where are the training of this disabled person? Can we have some details?
Sorry, can you repeat the, is it 27210? Assistance to professional fishermen? No?
0.012.
Assistance and training of disabled persons?
Yes, Minister. Can I know from the recurrent sum of 20 million rupees voted every year, how much money have you spent in the last financial year? And give us some details of the training for the last financial year.
Assistance of training of disabled person. So, persons with disabilities that have been trained, 75, and then 75 person. So, 75.
The amount is spent.
Is spent.
Thank you. Honorable Ankichil.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Item
19 million. Sorry, let me check the figure. Officer, is it 19,000? 19 million. 19 million. Sorry about that. Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Item 26313, decimal 056, National Council for Rehabilitation of Disabled Persons. Can we know where matters stand in regard to the disability bill, please?
This is policy matter, so
Exactly.
if I have to answer, I will answer.
Honorable Dulab.
Thank you, Chair. Item number 27210, decimal 017, social aid for assistive devices. I note an increase of more than 70 million. Can we know the reasons of? Thank you.
Yes, there is an increase because there has been an increase in the household income. So it was those earning 30 000. Maintenant, il y a une révision dans le dernier budget, donc c'est 35 000. That's why there is an increase.
Honorable Nagalingam.
Item 26313, decimal 081, Senior Citizen Council. Can I know the board members?
The what?
The board members.
Board members, yes. Composition of Senior Citizen Council, Mr. Hanslal Siborot. Then you have Vice Chairperson, Mrs. Rashida Bibi Osenbakas, Dr. Supal. Then you have representative from different regions. This is the composition.
Thank you. Honorable Mayot.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Item 28211, decimal 024, financial support to religious bodies, water and wastewater bill. Can the Honorable Minister give us more explanation about that item, the number of religious body, and if possible, table the list? Thank you.
Well, we are only the paying agent. The list is sent to our ministry by the CWA and Public Utilities. I may add that an average of 500,000 rupees is disbursed every year.
Honorable David.
Nous avons, excusez-moi, if I may add, nous avons une liste de 1451 religious bodies benefiting from this service.
Yes.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Sous l'item 28212.013, Gift to Centenarians, puis-je demander à la ministre le nombre de centenaires actuellement dans notre pays et l'âge de la personne la plus âgée actuellement en vie chez nous?
This is how we call it, question pour un champion. So we have presently 168 centenarians. Yes, people are living longer now. So 168. Nous avons 157 à Maurice. Female 140. Les messieurs sont bien derrière. Que 17. Que 17. And then in Rodrigue we have 11 in Rodrigue. Donc, male, nous avons 2. Female, nous avons 9. To answer to your last question, oldest is in the constituency of my friend, my honorable colleague, Kavira Manu, so 109 ans.
Thank you. Let's move quickly to page 259. Honorable Amos.
Thank you, Chair. Item 22120, decimal 001, fees for medical board and domiciliary visit. Can we know from the 22 million rupee budgeted, how much was spent for the medical board?
Same page.
No, we are on 259.
259. Sorry, hein?
National Pension Management. Basically,
we are on the upper part of upper part.
So, non, je me perds là, on est quelle page? 257?
259.
Okay, so.
Upper part.
Okay.
It's still on the same subheading.
259. Oui. Je comprends plus.
I have only one question on 258.
No,
okay.
If you have to do that, then I will better give Honorable Onkchil the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Item 31111, decimal 402, upgrading of recreational centers.
Non, c'est pas, on est sur page 259, il y a pas...
Non, il n'y a pas de question sur 258, alors restez sur 258.
Oh, 258. Sorry? On retourne sur 258.
On n'est pas retourné, parce qu'il n'y avait pas de question, alors on est resté sur 258.
So what do we do? Back to...
Alors, c'est 31111, decimal 402, upgrading of recreational centers. Donc, pour l'année 2023-2024, il y a une somme de 25 millions qui a été earmarked. Je voudrais savoir, s'il vous plaît, quand est-ce que ces centres qui sont actuellement à la disposition du ministère de la Santé?
Yes, very good question, honorable member, because maybe you are aware that we have had to close the recreational centers because they have been used as quarantine.
Honorable Minister, the question is not admissible because her question is pertaining to when the centers will be open. And
well, major work still ongoing, so I don't have
we move to the next subheading.
I don't have the dates, but hopefully soon.
National Pension Management. We got 10 minutes for that.
Oui.
Yes, Honorable Dulop.
Thank you, Chair. Item number 22120, decimal 004, fees to Mauritius Post Limited, for an amount of 9,800,000. Can we have details for this item, please?
Fees to Mauritius Post, provisions made for payment of fees to Mauritius Post, to pay those who cash their pension for the post. Donc, rate payable, c'est 20 roupies per beneficiary. And we have a pool of 58,000 beneficiaries who still cash their basic pensions for the post.
Thank you. Honorable Nagalingam.
Already canvassed.
Honorable Fukyun Basha. Already canvassed. Honorable Utim.
Yes, item 22-120, fees, decimal 001, fees for medical boards and domiciliary visits. May I have an indication of the number of boards held by the doctor
Yes.
in connection with this?
Yes. So if I can give an example, July 2022 to April 2023, medical board, on a fait 1958. This is what I have. And we have examined about 4,500 cases.
Honorable Amos.
Thank you. On the same item, Honorable Minister, I want to find out how much money we spent out of the 22 million rupee on medical boards and as well on the domiciliary visit.
Je dois demander le... So c'est fees for medical board, domiciliary visits, c'est 19 million. Yes. Medical board and domiciliary visits.
Honorable Ganga Prasad.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable Minister, I find this item, fees for medical boards and domiciliary visits, second time under the heading National Pension Management, and the same social protection. Can you clarify?
Please address the Chair, Honorable.
Yes, Chair. I would request the Honorable Minister to say how is it different, because we find the same mentioned fees for medical boards and domiciliary visits under heading National Pension Management,
Yes.
22 million. And earlier we saw the same item under social protection, 240 million.
The second one, this one is for those falling under social aid, those who benefit from the social aid.
Honorable Lakshman Roy.
Thank you, Chair. Already canvassed.
Honorable Béranger.
Same item, 22-120-001, and this subhead, can we know how many visits have been effected?
J'ai déjà répondu, non? Mais c'est presque même affaire. C'est à peu près 1000. Non, c'est pas. J'ai pas répondu ça peut-être. Non, c'est 1000. What I have là, donc number of sessions July 20, juillet 2022 to April 2023, 1958. Ouais.
Dr. Honorable Boulel. Honorable Juman. No. So there is no more question on page 259. We move to page 260, and let's give a chance to Dr. Honorable Boulel.
Thank you very much, sir. Item 27-210, decimal 201, payments in connection with injury at work. I see that there is a slight decrease from 30 million to 25 million, and this is the amount earmarked in the estimates 2023-2024. Can we be apprised as to the number of payments made and the number of beneficiaries in respect of injury at work.
Injury at work, provisions made for payment of industrial injury allowance to workers who sustain injury at work and whose incapacity exceeds 2 weeks. Decrease in provision is based on actual trend of expenditure. Je crois pour l'année financière, le dernière année financière, on a dépensé 18,6 millions. That's why there is a decrease.
Honorable Mayotte.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Item 27,210, decimal 301, assistance to ex-servicemen. Can the Honorable Minister state the number of ex-servicemen that we have actually in Mauritius and the reason for the increase in the budget for the next financial year? Thank you.
Provisions for payment of pension of 2,500 to ex-servicemen and 750 to widows of ex-servicemen respectively. And then they also paid a funeral grant. Donc ex-servicemen c'est 6,500, widows then c'est 4,000. And we have a pool, donc number of beneficiaries c'est 366 in number.
Honorable Navarre-Marie. Honorable Amos.
Thank you, Chair. 27,210, decimal 105, child allowance. Can we know how many child has benefited for the allowances in the last financial year? And what is your projection for this coming financial year?
Child allowance. Child allowance. So payment of child allowance to some 14,942 beneficiaries at the rate of 2,000 rupees. There is an increase because the child allowance has increased from 2,000 to 3,000. That's why the figure has climbed.
Okay. Honorable Juman.
Thank you, Chair. 27,210, social assistance benefits, decimal 101, basic retirement pension. Can we have a breakdown of different age group and number of beneficiaries?
Number of beneficiaries, nous avons 251 513 à Maurice, à Rodrigue 5 607, qui vous donne un total de 257 320 beneficiaries. Details category, I don't think I have it, so I can circulate the information.
Thank you. Any more question on page 260? No. So then we move to 261. Any
There's
question?
no 61.
262? 262, Honorable 2.
Item 9, there is an increase in the number of social security attendants.
No, I will. I will circulate the information. Maybe we need, the ministry needs more officers. The plausible answer.
When
No?
you're going to open the centers. 263? 262? Okay. Honorable Amos.
Yeah, on the bottom of the page, I can see that there is a decrease of the number of higher social security officers from 96 to 79. Can we know why, please? Tu as un decrease, boss.
Well, let me see if my officers have the answer.
If you don't have, you can table later.
Yeah, I will table.
In the meantime, we take Honorable Béranger.
Merci. Section 11, je vois qu'aucune provision n'est faite pour le Head Disability Empowerment Unit. Peut-on savoir la raison?
I have the answer for a piece of paper has just been given to me, so no filling of vacancies to answer to your question, so not funded.
The question is that the sum of 51 billion and 75 million rupees for vote 9-2, Social Security and National Solidarity, stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye, those against say no. The ayes have it.
Vote 10-1, Ministry of Industrial Development, SMEs and Cooperatives.
The question is that the sum of 550 million rupees for vote 10-1, Ministry of Industrial Development, SMEs and Cooperatives, stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye, those against say no. So for this item also we are going by subheads. We start by 10-101. We got 5 minutes for that. It's on page 268. Honorable Boulel.
Thank you very much, sir. Item 21-110, 005, extra assistance. Slight increase in budgetary provision made for in the estimates for this financial year 2023-24. Now, if the Honourable Minister could assist us in relation to extra assistance and tell us what it all entails. Thank you.
Extra assistance. It's a provision made for payment of salary and allowances to one advisor on information matters and one advisor for SMEs.
Honorable Danu.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. With regards to item 21-111, traveling and transport, can we have more details from the Honourable Minister?
Well, the increase, maybe you want to know why there is an increase, because there will be more officers who will be entitled to travel allowances.
Honorable Nagalingam. Yes. Any question on page 268? So we move to 269 under the same heading, subheading. Honorable Juval.
Thank you, Chair. At page 269, under item 22120.008, fees to consultant. Can we have some details about it?
Okay, this refers to a development of leather value chain, and we are going to engage a consultant, but it's good to know that he is funded by COMESA.
Honorable Juan.
Already canvassed.
Honorable Utim.
Thank you. Under item 31-132.117, development of a centralized IT system. May I know from the Honourable Minister whether the contract has already been awarded and to whom it has been awarded?
I don't think it has been awarded. Let me check. Oh yes, I'm sorry. The services of BDO IT Consulting Limited have been enlisted for this project.
Honorable Danu.
Thank you, Chair. Item 26, grants, contribution to international organization, African Asian Rural Development Organization. Can we have more details on this?
Yeah, previously this item was under the Ministry of National Infrastructure. Now, as from this year, it is going to be included in my portfolio. So this refers to the fees that we have to pay to ARDO, African Asian Rural Development Organization.
Honorable Amas.
Thank you, Chair. Item 22070, cleaning services. I can see that the budget has been reduced. Can we have the name of the contractor and the terms of condition and condition of the contract as well?
Well, cleaning of offices, The offices are situated at head office 15th and 16th floor, Newton Tower, and SME registration unit ground floor, Popinesi building. The contractor is General Clean Tech Limited. The contract amount is 13,850 per month.
So, the question was, Honorable Minister, why it has decreased?
Sorry? Because I don't have the reason why it has been reduced.
Okay, let's take another.
Maybe.
In the meantime,
I'll find out and I
I'm
table
sure
the
you will.
answer, yeah.
Honorable Nagalingam.
Under item 22030, rent, I see there has been an increase in the amount. Can we have some detail?
Yeah. 22030. As per the contract of lease, provision has been made for increase, on a yearly increase, up to a certain percentage. This is why an increase has been provided under this item.
Okay. Time over. We move now to subhead 10.102, Industrial Development. And for this subheading, we have 10 minutes. We start from now. Honorable Nabo Marie.
Page 270.
269. Anyone with? No one? No question on 269? Sorry? Okay, we move to 270. We wanted coming back to that. So, Honorable Nabo Marie.
Yes, sir, thank you. Item 26, free to free, decimal 046, Mauritius Standards Bureau. Can we have the composition of the bureau and the fees or salaries drawn by each member?
Yeah. Yes, you want the name of all the members. We have Mr. Sanjeev Malu, the chairperson. Members, Mr. Pritish Singh Sibu, Mr. Vashil Siduyal, Mr. Dhananjay Lakshman, Mr. Jagdeep Gangaram, Mr. Yatin Drakumar Ramgolam, Mr. Abubakar Pierre Mahmoud, Mrs. Nishta Suraj Bali, Mr. Ganesh Bidesi, Mr. Satyadev Tenga, Mr. Hans Brunet, and Dr. Yusuf Ismail. The members get a fees of 2,500, and the chairperson has a monthly fee of 40,000 rupees.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable 2.
Thank you, Chairperson. Vote item 26313, decimal 011. Can the Honorable Minister explain the increase in the provision for the Academy of Design and Innovation?
Well, they have earmarked a plot of land for the construction of their own building. So lease is being paid for the land. I believe it's from Landscope. Yeah, to Landscope.
Honorable Lobin.
Thank you, Chair. Page 270, under item 26313.046, Mauritius Standards Bureau. May we know who is the general manager and what is the monthly pay package of that general manager, please?
This is Devina Boiga. C'est 119 000 par mois. 119 500 par mois. Car allowance 35,000, fuel allowance 14,720, driver's allowance of 9,800, communication allowance of 2,000. No entertainment.
Honorable Sikian.
Item 26323, decimal 064, Enterprise Go Digital Project. Can I have more information on this?
Enterprise Go Digital. This project is being spearheaded by NPCC. It was initiated in March last year with the support of UNDP and the government of Japan. In fact, they are going to provide a virtual platform and which will act as a one-stop shop to enterprises. The applications that are being targeted are sales automation, inventory management, production management, and enterprise marketing. The project will target around 30 enterprises.
Honorable Tim.
26313.011 Academy for Design and Innovation. May I know from the Honorable Minister the number of students that are currently enrolled at that academy?
I don't think I have it, but I'll table it.
Honorable Amos.
Thank you, Chair. Under the same vote item, decimal 011, the Minister mentioned earlier that he has earmarked a plot of land and
Not me.
sorry?
Institute. It's not me who has earmarked. It's the institute that has earmarked.
Yeah. Can we know the status of this acquisition? Where has the land been earmarked? And
It's Côte d'Or.
oh, and price?
Honorable Juman, please.
26.
Excuse me, I'm coming back to the... they are going to have an eco-campus. The annual lease amount is 1,800,000 for a period of 30 years. No, extended, I don't have it.
Honorable Juman.
Thank you, Chair. 26313. Can I ask the Honorable Minister, decimal 064, National Productivity and Competitiveness Council, the composition of the council and their respective allowance.
Yeah, the chairperson is Mr. Sujoy Basgit. Mr. Samia Chitbahal is the vice chairperson. The members are Mrs. Mana, Mrs. Madhvi Ramzin Clark, Mr. Jagdat Sigam, Mr. Gyandev Siutuhol, and Mr. Girish Bhaktavan Singh. The members receive monthly allowance of 15,000 rupees, whereas the chairperson has 40,000 rupees as fee plus 10,000 rupees as traveling allowance.
Honorable Juval.
Already canvassed.
Honorable Dr. Honorable Bulel.
On the same item, the National Productivity and Competitiveness Council. The Honorable Minister will kind of tell us when was the last report submitted by the Council?
The last report?
Yeah, by the Council.
I will check and I will let you know. I don't have it at hand.
Any more questions? Still got time? No. So we move to the next subheading, 10.103, Small and Medium Enterprise Development. It's on page 271. Honorable Amos.
Item 26.323, decimal 147, SME Mauritius Limited. I can see from the previous year that the budget has constantly decreased and will decrease again in the coming years. Can we know why? And can we have some details of the grant as well, please?
26.323, decimal 147. Yeah, in fact, this was meant for the purchase of CNC machine to be used at core model in the offices of SME Mauritius. There is provision because there will be they believe there will be an increase in the acquisition of these machines.
Honorable Tim.
Yes, item 26.313, decimal 147. We are giving 64 million rupees to SME Mauritius Limited. May we know the name and salary package of the
CEO. Here's the CEO, Mr. Ravin Rampor Sad. If I have his salary, I don't believe. I don't think I have his salary, but I'll table it.
Honorable Sikian.
Chair, item 26313, decimal 147, SME Mauritius Limited. I would like to know how many trade fairs did SME Mauritius organize in the current year, and how many will be organized in the next year?
The thing is that SME Mauritius organizes trade fairs every quarter. So I have to check because we have the pandemic, and because of that we couldn't hold these fairs. But for the forthcoming year, we'll have 4 trade fairs. That is every quarter one.
Thank you. Any more questions on this, under this subhead? So we move to the next subhead 10.104, Cooperatives Development. It starts from page 271 and it goes up to page 272. We have 5 minutes for that. Honorable Itu.
Thank you, Chair. Page 272.
So, you have a question on 271? Anyone on 271? Okay, Honorable.
On page 2110, decimal 005, extra assistance. May we know who is the advisor and how much he's paid?
Extra assistance. Mr. Lachman, Ashwin Lachman. Monthly allowance is 27,400 and an allowance of 8,000 rupees as well.
Honorable Dulab.
Item 22030, right, for an amount of 10,750,000 rupees. Can we have the details?
Right. Is LICI Center. Then we have Rosebell for the Cooperative Business Centers, Cooperative Business Center at Port Louis, and the NPF as well. We have MCCI Saint-Pierre, then at Rivière-du-Rempart, and then Beauchamp. These are the different offices that are being rented.
Honorable Amos.
Page 272, eh?
No, page 271.
No, 72.
Danu, Honorable Danu.
Thank you, Chair. Under item 211110.004, allowances, may we have a breakdown for the Honorable Minister?
Allowances, yes. Allowances. Okay, we have acting and responsibility allowances to officers performing higher duties. You have driver's allowance, allowances for tea making, copy, duty remission core allowance, payment of allowances to ACCA holders of the cooperative audit card. Auditors are required to pay membership fees yearly. Payment of core allowance in lieu of official card to PS, to the permanent secretary.
We move to page 272. Honorable Abbas Mahmoud.
Chair, item 22070, security. There is a considerate rise.
Excuse me, Honorable Abbas Mahmoud. You're on 22070 or 22090?
090.
Okay.
Yes, concerning security.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I've got the question. In fact, we are renovating the Maison des Pêcheurs at Tamarin, and therefore we'll need security services over there, and provision has been made accordingly.
Yes, Honorable Amos.
Mike, under the same vote item, Honorable Minister.
Je ne sais pas pourquoi chaque fois vous adressez au ministre.
Sorry?
Il faut que vous m'adressez.
Thank you, Chair.
Pourtant, je suis un beau gosse.
The joke of the day. Okay.
Please address the chair.
I'll take it as a joke of the day.
Who is a beau gosse?
Okay. Honorable Chair, Item 22090, same item as my previous friend. Can we know to whom the contract has been awarded? Because even if you said that you need it for the renovation of a site, it's quite amazing. It's double the amount of last year.
No, if you listen to me carefully, renovation will be made. You will find the vote under capital expenditure for Maison des Pêcheurs. Once it is completed, then we'll engage a security services supplier.
Honorable Navarre-Marie.
Item 31112, decimal 430, upgrading of Maison des Pêcheurs, justement à Tamarin. Could we know the status of the project?
In fact, the contract has just been awarded at the end of May this year, after so many years, fortunately.
Honorable Itu. Thank you, Chair. Under item 22120, fees for consultants. There is a provision for 1 million for a consultant for e-cooperatives project. Can we know from Honorable Minister who is the consultant and what is the project about? Thank you.
With regard to the, we want to have a paperless office with regard to cooperatives, and they're quite late on that project as well. Not yet awarded, so there's no service provider as of now.
Honorable Kira, last question.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Page 272, item 22090, security. For 22-23, an amount of 775,000 was budgeted for security. Can we know to whom the contract was awarded, please?
For last year? Top services, top security services.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Page 273, any question on this page? 274.
Sorry? Can I?
On which page?
272.
274.
No.
On est déjà sur 274, allez demander 275.
We've crossed.
Okay. No, time is over. The question is that the sum of 550 million rupees for vote 10-1, Ministry of Industrial Development, SMEs and Cooperatives, is then part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye, those against say no. Aye. The ayes have it.
Ministry of Environment, Solid Waste Management and Climate Change, vote 11-1, Environment and Climate Change.
The question is that the sum of 433 million rupees for vote 11-1, Environment and Climate Change, is then part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye, those against say no. Again, we are going by subheading. We start by 11-101, General. We got 5 minutes for this. Honorable Lobin.
Thank you, Chair. Page 280, item number 21110.005, extra assistance. May we know from the Honorable Minister who is or are those people benefiting from those extra assistance, please?
Yes, Chair. So the amount is provided for the payment of salaries, compensation, and end-of-year bonus to 4 advisors of the ministry. So we have Mr. Prakash Kaulesa, who has been employed on contract as senior advisor on environmental and solid waste matters for a period of 1 year, with effect from 20th of September 2021, and renewed for a further period of 1 year up to 19th September 2023. He was formerly the director of the Solid Waste Management Division, and he retired on the 23rd of July 2021, and he holds a MSc Environmental Health from the University of Surrey in England. Second, we have Mrs. Marie-Benjamin Christelle Chamreau, advisor on information matters. She's employed on contract as advisor on information matters with effect from the 2nd of February 2021 for a period of 1 year, and her contract has been renewed for a further period of 1 year with effect from the 2nd of February 2022 to 2nd of February 2023. Third one is Mrs. Sarita Rambaram-Kalawan, employed on contract as advisor on public relations matters with effect from 20th of May 2021 for a period of 1 year. Her contract has been renewed for a further period of 1 year with effect from 20th of May 2022 and 20th of May 2023 on the same terms and conditions. And we have Mr. Gilbert Clyde Bastien, advisor on landscaping matters. Mr. Bastien has been employed on contract as advisor on landscaping matters for a period of 1 year with effect from the 8th of November 2021. His contract has been renewed for a further period of 1 year with effect from the 8th of November 2022 on the same terms and conditions.
Thank you. Honorable Danu.
Thank you, Chair. On item 21.1110, personal emolument, allowances, can we have more details from the Minister?
The amount provided for the payment of allowances, acting, responsibility and ad hoc and other allowances as approved by the Ministry of Public Service, Administrative and Institutional Reforms. Yes, so the allowances are related to payment made to the officers in the administrative, finance, internal control, procurement, supply, human resource and general services for performing higher duties during absence or on leave, training, mission of the higher officers. And some officers have continuously performed higher duties, and these are funded vacancies. Right? And we have also allowances which has been paid during the financial 2022-2023 to officers in several grades. We have about 10 grades where these allowances have been paid.
Honorable Béranger. Honorable Nagalingam. And there's the same heading, okay? Honorable Béranger.
Item 22.120, fees. Can we have a breakdown and can we know the reason for the increase?
Yes, 22.120. Fees. So, provision provided for payment of fees to chairperson, members of board and committees, including training of officers attached to the ministry, fees to payment chairperson and members of the board, fees for training and fees for consultants, namely for environmental management strategy for Mauritius. If the honourable member would like to have the details, no problem. Give the details. Sorry?
You may table it.
Table the details. Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Honorable Nagalingam. Item 22070, cleaning services. There's been an increase. Can I know can I have some detail on that?
Yes, cleaning services. 1 minute. Cleaning services. So provision made for cleaning services of toilets and sanitary services of the Ministry, Police de l'Environnement at Kenley Building, National Environment Laboratory at Réduit, Living Environment Unit at Bois-Marchand and Belle Village. And following a tender exercise, a 1-year contract was awarded on the 1st of April 2023 awarded for cleaning of toilets to Keep Clean Limited. Yes.
Okay, we now move to subhead 11102, Environmental Protection, Conservation and Monitoring. We got 10 minutes for that. Honorable Foukyun Basha.
Page 282.
No, 281. Any question on page 281? Okay.
Item number 22900, decimal 903, awareness campaign. Can we know, every year there is a provision for 2 million rupees. Can we know what awareness campaigns have been carried out and what is being planned?
Yes. So for the awareness campaign, provision made to conduct awareness campaign to mark international days, namely Clean Up the World on the 31st of September 2023 and all the preceding years. Earth Day, which is celebrated normally on the 22nd of April each year, and the World Environment Day, celebrated on the 5th of June each year.
Honorable Itu.
Thank you, Chair. Under item 22150, scientific and laboratory equipment and supplies, amount of 2.8 million was earmarked for last year and 3.2 million for next financial year. Can we have more details? What was bought last year and what is provision to be bought for this coming year? Thank you.
You mean 22.1? Yes, 22.150? Yes. Okay, sorry. So for 22.150, increase is due to increase in price of chemicals, provision made for the purchase of equipment and other laboratory facilities and chemical for the running of the National Environment Laboratory.
Dr. Honorable Bulel.
On page 282, capital expenditure, on the same item in relation to laboratory equipment, decimal 824, 31 capital expenditure. Now I see that the budgetary provision for the financial year, as in the estimates, that has gone down from 6 million to 4 million. Now, can the Honourable Minister inform the House as to equipment acquired and whether the equipment is updated constantly and who runs the lab? Thank you.
Yes, for item 31122-804. So we for the financial year 2023-2024, the sum of 4 million will be used for the acquisition of the following equipment. I can give the list. We have one Turby D-meter for the sum of 650,000, one toxic gas analyzer, one analytical balance, replacement of one defective water still, one washer dryer, acquisition of conductivity meter, acquisition of a hazardous chemical cabinet, and a chest freezer for storage of pesticide solution. And for the year 2022-2023, the amount was used for the upgrading of fixed stations through acquisition of gases analyzers for other laboratory equipment.
Honorable Béranger.
And the last question was who heads the division? It is the divisional scientific officer, Mr. Dimdial.
Thank you. Honorable Béranger.
Thank you. Item 22900, decimal 099, little e, review of national implementation plan. There is a substantial decrease in the amount allocated for the next financial year. Can we know the reason and can we have more details about this plan?
Can be for some seconds. We are going to give the details for that. So, yes, in fact, for 2022-2023, the amount was 2,300,000, and amount voted for 2023-2024 is 1 million. There is a subsequent decrease. So the project implementation has not yet started. And just as a background, it's good to mention that the Republic of Mauritius has ratified the Stockholm Convention of Persistent Organic Pollutants on the 13th of July 2004, and the convention consisted of 12 POP chemicals. However, over the years, new POPs have been included through amendments to the annexes of the convention. And as at January 2023, 19 new persistent organic pollutants have been listed. So, pursuant to the decision taken at the first meeting of the Conference of Parties, whenever there are amendments to the convention or its annexes, a party will need to review and update its national implementation plan. Here we are.
Thank you. Honorable David.
Merci, Monsieur le Président de séance. Sous l'item 22060, Maintenance, puis-je demander au ministre la raison de l'augmentation de 3 millions à 4,7 millions, la nature de la maintenance et les fournisseurs associés?
Yes, Chair. So the provision for maintenance of building, National Environment Laboratory and plant and equipment, such as photocopying machine, computer, fax machines, etc. And for the details, let me give you the details. Sorry. Yes, 1 minute. Okay. Yes, K1. Here we are. So for the details, we have 4.7 million will be used for regular maintenance and calibration of the laboratory equipment at NEL, National Environment Laboratory, in accordance to the quality management system at the NEL. And the increase in cost is mainly related to acquisition of new equipment that's now required, which now require maintenance. And for financial year 2022-2023, external engineers carried out regular maintenance and calibration of the laboratory equipment in accordance with the quality management system at the NEL.
Honorable Fouquier.
Thank you, Chair. Item 31132, decimal 112, Consumer Information System for Sustainable Consumption and Production. Can we have more details about this program and how many persons and enterprises which benefited from this program, please?
So for this item, there's an increase from 400,000 to 500,000, and for 2022-2023, the voted amount was used for undertaking a training program for 10 small and medium enterprises, the EconoBees training program, in collaboration with the National Productivity and Competitiveness Council and the Human Resources Development Council. The objective of the training program is to empower the 10 participating enterprises to explore new and innovative green business opportunities through adoption of circular economy practices such as manufacturing using environment-friendly and recycled raw materials and recycling and eco-design. And for the financial year 2023-2024, the training program is being sustained and funds will be used to replicate the training program with another group of enterprises and develop resource materials to raise awareness of other enterprises.
You're done, Minister? Honorable Minister, you have done? You're done?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So now we move to the next subheading, 11103, Climate Change Resilience, Greening and Embellishment. We have 10 minutes for that. Honorable Lobin.
Thank you, Chair. Page 283, item number 21.110.005, extra assistance. May we be provided with detailed information on the same, please?
So you 005, extra assistance? Yes. So, notes 1. Extra assistance, amount provided for the payment of salaries, compensation, and end-of-year bonus to advisor on landscaping matters.
Honorable 2.
The name of the advisor? The same name I have given it before. It's Mr. Bastien.
Thank you, Chairperson. Vote item 22120, decimal 007, little letter E. Can we have some information with regards to the fees for training earmark for the mitigation strategy 2050?
Yes. So, 2050. Yes. Bear with me for some seconds, please.
Okay. Can we take another question in the meantime, or?
Maybe. So it's coming. Thank you. So for the mitigation strategy 2050, so the amount voted is for 2022-2023 is 30,000, and the amount voted for 2023-2024 is 3 million. The objective of this project is to develop long-term decarbonization and adaptation trajectories in two sectors with the highest greenhouse gases emissions, namely energy and transport, and the two sectors most vulnerable to climate change, namely tourism and agriculture. As a first step, long-term visions will be set for the 4 key sectors, coupled with capacity building to the Department of Climate Change and other key stakeholders. For the status for the year 2022-2023, the voted amount was used for holding of consultations with line ministries. And for 2023-2024, fund earmark will be used for capacity building of key stakeholders on the process for the formulation of long-term mitigation and adaptation planning.
Thank you. Honorable Navarro-Marie.
21.111, decimal 002, traveling and transport. Last year, we voted a sum of 18.8 million rupees, and this year, the same amount is being asked to vote. Could we have details on expenses incurred for last year?
Yes. Can I have the details, please?
We take another question in the meantime. Dr. Honorable Boulel.
Thank you very much, sir. In respect of item 22.090, security, 4 million budgeted for the estimate 2023-24. Now, can we know to whom this contract was allocated in the last year, and whether there'll be new tender call for allocation of the security contract?
So, provision for security services for the sites at Le Doguet, SSR Memorial Park, Signal Mountain, Petit Sa Beach, NEL Réduit, LEU Bell Village and Maibo, and air monitoring stations. Following a tender exercise, a one-year contract was awarded to RSL Security Services Limited. You want? It's okay. Thank you.
Honorable Dulab.
Thank you, Chair. Item number 22120, decimal 008, small f, coastal risk assessment study. An amount of 9,600,000 is being voted. Can we have some details, please?
Can you please repeat the number, please?
On page 283, last item, small f, coastal risk assessment study.
Coastal risk. Okay. Wait, 1 second, please. Thank you. So, yes, so the objective of the project itself is to conduct a study of risk related to the two hazards, namely coastal erosion and marine submersion on mainland Mauritius and Rodrigue. Agence Française de Développement is providing financial assistance to the tune of €1 million grant, and the Bureau de Recherche Géologique et Minière, BRGM, is providing technical assistance to the project. And for the year 2022-2023, fund was used for fees for consultants, for stock-taking exercise and preparation of inception report, and 2, for preparation of phase 1 report on status of coastal erosion and marine submersion. And for financial year 2023-2024, fund earmark will be used as fees to consultants for preparation of phase 2 report on modeling and preparation of risk maps and development of capacity building program on use of GIS maps. Chair, with your permission, for the reply for Honorable Oyan Navamawi. So provision is for refund of bus fares, mileage allowance, travel grant, and commuted traveling and other traveling expenses.
Honorable Amos. Item 22120, decimal 008, small a, nationally appropriate mitigation action. I can see that again the budget will increase, has increased and will increase next year. Can we have some details about the fees paid to the consultant, and why have you planned such an increase this year and next year?
Yes, for this item, Chair, thank you. So for this item, the objective is to ensure a low carbon path for Mauritius by establishing the national capacity for formulating and prioritizing mitigation actions to implement nationally determined contribution. And for the year 2022-2023, the sum was used as follows. Payments to Ecological Living in Action, it's ELIA Limited, for the development of mitigation strategy and action plans and enhanced transparency framework. Fund was transferred to Central Electricity Board and Utility Regulatory Authority as per the signed agreements for implementation of activities to enhance implementation of renewable energy to achieve the NDC target. And for year 2023-2024, the sum will be used for final payment to Ecological Living in Action Limited for the development of mitigation strategy and action plans and enhanced transparency framework, payment to Renewable Energy Expert for the development of financial project proposals on renewable energy, payment to Quality Assurance Expert for the MO NDC registry platform, payment to editor for the development of mitigation strategy and action plans and enhanced transparency framework, and transfer of funds to the Central Electricity Board for the completion of the activities to enhance implementation of renewable energy to achieve the nationally determined contribution.
Okay. So we move to page 284. Honorable Lachman Roy.
Thank you, Chair. So we are on page 284
Yes.
under item 22900, decimal 099, miscellaneous expenses, coastal risk assessment studies. Can the Honourable Minister provide information as per to whether there are some specific regions which have been identified for the coastal risk assessment? Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. So, for the objective of the project itself is to conduct a study of risks related to the two hazards, namely coastal erosion and marine submersion on mainland Mauritius and Rodrigues. I have said, so it's, we are doing this project in collaboration with the Agence Française de Développement and in the Bureau de Recherche Géologique et Minière.
Time over. The question is that the sum of 433 million rupees for vote 11-1, environment and climate change, stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye, those against say no. The ayes have it.
Vote 11-2, solid and hazardous waste and beach management.
The question is that the sum of 801,500,000 rupees for vote 11-2, solid and hazardous waste and beach management, stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye, those against say no. We got 10 minutes for this section, and we will be dealing with page 287 to 289. That is 3 pages. So we start from page 287. Honorable Danu.
Thank you, Chair. Item 22070, cleaning services. Point 009, collection and export of e-waste. Can the Honourable Minister give more details on?
Yes. So the provision for the collection, storage, and exportation of e-waste. The contract was awarded to Neil Trading and Facilities Limited as from February 2019. So you want the details of the contract itself? So, yes. So the contract was awarded in February 2019, and the duration of the contract is 18 months, as from the 1st of March 2019 to 30th of August 2020, and extended to 31st of May 2021. The scope of services is for transportation of e-waste collected by the local authorities from transfer stations and landfill to its warehouses. Second, it concerns the exportation of e-waste as whole units to licensed e-waste recovery facility. The contractor received around 46,000 e-waste items for exportation as whole items for recovery abroad, out of which only 22,800 e-waste items were exported as at 31st of May 2021. And the total amount which has been paid to Neil Trading and Facilities Limited is 2,920,000 rupees.
Honorable Utim.
Thank you, Chair. Item 20070, decimal 001, cleaning services to public beaches. May I know from the Honourable Minister, may we have a list of all those who has been awarded the contract and the procurement method used to select the suppliers, the service providers?
Yes, it's true to say we have a whole list. I'm going to table the list. So provision is made for 20, yes, provision is made for 20 main beaches for cleaning, refuse collection, maintenance of toilets and watchmanship. And we have 53 secondary beaches, including 1 popular beach, cleaning, refuse collection and maintenance of toilet blocks. And okay, I'm going to tender the whole list concerning the different beaches and the name of contractors and the scheme of duty also.
Honorable David.
Thank you, Chair. Under item 22070, decimal 003, operation of landfill sites, I can see that for this new financial year, there is a budget of 180 million rupees which has been earmarked. May I know from the Honourable Minister whether this expenditure includes the vertical extension of Marchico's landfill site?
Yes. Let me give you an update first, just to inform the House that, yes, just to give you a background, because the tender has not yet been awarded. Right? So it is to be recalled that the bid for the major vertical expansion, which was launched on the 11th of December 2020, with final closing date, which was on the 18th of June 2021, was cancelled in April 2022 following recommendations by the Central Procurement Board. The bidding documents for the vertical expansion works was accordingly reviewed and updated by the ministry consultant, COWI Lux Council, and was launched on the 11th of May 2023 after clearance from the Central Procurement Board. The closing date of the submission of bids is on the 14th of August 2023. For the vertical expansion, the amount will be provided under the National Environment and Climate Change Fund.
Thank you. Honorable Lubin.
Ready canvass, Chair.
Honorable 2.
Still under the item of 22070, cleaning services, decimal 10, can we have some information regarding operation of interim hazardous waste facility?
So for the interim hazardous waste facility, the contractor presently is Podieco SA. The scope of work is for operation, management, and maintenance of the interim storage facility for hazardous waste at La Chaumière. The date that the contract was awarded is the 16th of December 2016 for the period of 30th of December 2016 to the 23rd of January 2022. And it was for an overall contract of 230,110,335 rupees. And the scope of the services, the facility provides the necessary infrastructure and system for the safe collection, interim storage, and exportation of hazardous chemical waste such as waste acids, alkalis, heavy metal waste, other hazardous inorganic waste, pesticide waste, sludges, organic waste, pharmaceutical waste, waste aerosols, and waste gas cylinders for which there was no existing collection and management system. And so the contractor has a duty to visit premises of waste generators. Hazardous waste and chemical waste are collected for analysis by contractor. If found hazardous, bulk waste are collected and brought to facility for sorting and grouping of all waste. These are repackaged, labeled and stored by the contractor and subsequently exported to licensed facilities in Europe where these are recovered or disposed of. And the building housing facility itself has been developed over a portion of land of 4.5 hectares and comprise 3 buildings for storage of hazardous waste, 1 quarantine and packaging building, 1 administration and laboratory building, weighbridge, contaminated surface water and roof water storage ponds. And this facility is equipped with modern firefighting system, including adequate continuous water supply, heavy-duty water pumps, sprinklers, and deluge foam system to combat fire.
Thank you. Honorable Béranger.
Item 22030. Can we know why the amount allocated for the rent has doubled, please? 22030.
030, yes. The solid waste management division is presently located at Emmanuel Anctil building. since 2070, and with a provision for, we have around 80 staff of the solid waste division, including management, technical staff, enforcement unit, administrative staff, waste carrier license unit, with a counter registry, finance, human resource unit. And presently, the department is in the process of a new tendering exercise, and which is presently being valued, and eventually the award will be done.
Thank you. We now move to page 288. Honorable Tu.
Thank you, Chairperson. Vote item 26313, decimal 003, extra budgetary units, beach authority, an amount of 65 million earmark. Can we have some information with regard to this?
6.5 million.
Yes.
6.5 million, yes. So, yes, we are concerned here with
6.5 million.
So for this project, we are concerned here with the reinstatement of Bateau Roche at Rémy-Ollier Public Beach. And the objective of the project itself is to preserve the historical monument of Bateau Roche at Rémy-Ollier Public Beach and ensure that there is no danger to beach users. The scope of works, the main components of the project are for holding, demolition of damaged concrete parts, placing reinforced concrete and executing other necessary restoration works, painting works. The works are to be carried out under the supervision of the Ministry of National Infrastructure and Community Development.
Thank you. Honorable Duval.
Under the same item, can we know the name of the contractor?
So the project itself is only at the stage of design, so we should wait.
Okay. Honorable Béranger.
Item 26313, decimal 003, Beach Authority. Can we know the composition of a beach authority, of a board of a beach authority, and how many officers are working there?
Yes, composition of the board. So, for the board, the chairman is Mr. Jean-Marie Désiré Levaillant. We have, as members, we have representatives from the Ministry of Environment, the Solid Waste Management Division, from the Ministry of Environment, still Climate Change Division. We have a representative from the Ministry of Housing and Land Use Planning, representative of the Ministry of Land Government, Local Government and Disaster Risk Management, representative of the Ministry of Blue Economy, Marine Resources, from the Prime Minister's Office, representative of the Ministry of Tourism, Rodrigue Regional Assembly, representative of Police Department, representative of Association of District Councils, and we have 3 other board members, namely Mrs. Kalichon, Mr. Ramjit, and Mr. Yusuf Imrit.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Time is over. The question is that the sum of 801,500,000 rupees for both 11-2 solid and hazardous waste and beach management is 10 part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it.
Vote 12-1, Ministry of Financial Services and Good Governance.
The question is that the sum of 362 million rupees for both 12-1 Ministry of Financial Services and Good Governance is 10 part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no.
Ayes.
We are going by subheading. We start by 12-101 General. Got 5 minutes. And this one is start from page 294 up to
295. Honorable Litim.
With respect to item 2110, extra assistance, may we know from the Honourable Minister the name of the advisors and the remuneration package?
Yes, thank you, Chair. With regard to extra assistance, there are two advisors that are for which provision has been made, one advisor on information matters and one public relations officer.
Any other question on page 294? So we move to page 295. Honorable Danu.
Thank you, Chair. Item 26 grants, 26 free extra budgetary units, 0.015 financial intelligence unit. Can we have the composition of the board and remuneration package, please, from the Honourable Minister?
The composition of the board of the FIU. Yes, Chair. So the chairman of the FIU is Mr. Dinay Ritu, and the other members are Mrs. Ragavudu and Mr. Viraswamy. And if you're looking also for their fees, the fees of the chairman is 61,015 rupees, and for the members, the fees are 36,915 rupees.
Thank you. Dr. Honorable Bulel.
Thank you very much, Chair. Item 26.140, Integrity Reporting Services Agency. Slight increase in the budgetary provision for the in the estimates for 23-24. Can the Honourable Minister inform us as to the number of cases reported to the agency and the cases dealt with? It seems to be an agency which is very quiet.
Not at all, Mr. Chairman. The IRSA, in fact, if you look at the number of cases since its setting up, there have been 326 cases dealt by the IRSA. There have been 237 under investigation, and 89 cases have been closed. So they are doing their part. Sorry?
Any reports submitted in relation to cases addressed and
report submitted where?
To the public in respect of cases addressed,
Reports
outcome of
are
cases.
submitted annually. I think it's stable at the level of the National Assembly.
Okay. Honorable Lobin.
Thank you, Chair. Under the same item, page 295, item 140, Integrity Reporting Services Agency. May we know who is the chairperson and who are the other board members of this agency, please?
Right.
And their package.
Okay. Right, so the chairperson of the Integrity Reporting Services Agency is Lord Phillips, and the two other members are former Judge Duma and Mr. Dave Fokir. The package for the chairperson is a retainer fee, an annual retainer fee of British pound sterling of 50,000 pounds sterling, and also an attendance fee of 5,000 pounds sterling per day if it's spent in Mauritius. As for the other members, it's 90,000 rupees per month.
Thank you. Honorable Lakshman Roy.
Thank you, Chair. Under item 26313.114, National Committee on Corporate Governance. Can we have more details with regards to the committee, the composition itself? Thank you.
Well, the committee of the National Committee on Corporate Governance is chaired by Mrs. Radhakisun, and the members are Mrs. Lakshmi Apadu, Mr. Sunil Benimadu, Mr. Navin Singh Jagmohan Singh, Mr. Matthew Lamport, Mr. Sridhar Nagarajan, Mrs. Madhvi Ramdin Clark, Mrs. Hemlata Sadhna Suraj Gopal, Mr. Daneshwarnath Thakur, Mr. Shailen Ramgulam, and Mr. Vishwajit Singh Tuhobal.
Honorable Utim.
Chair, I'll come back to the grant to the Integrity Reporting Services Agency. And may I know from the Honorable Minister, in the year that just went through, which we had voted 41 million rupees, may I know from the Honorable Minister how many unexplained wealth order has this agency been able to secure?
Well, in terms of cases that are, I know, being dealt with by the agency, for the year 2022-2023, there were 76 cases being dealt, and the number of unexplained wealth order applied for as a date, the number is 8. Applications before court as a date 5, and obtained 3.
Thank you. Time over. We move to the next subheading, 12102, Financial Services, and it's the top part of page 296. We've got 5 minutes for that as well. Honorable 2.
Chairperson, vote item 22120, fees, decimal 008, fees to consultant. May we know the amount of 9 million earmarked for the development of ESG framework? Can we have some information?
Yes, with regard to fees, in fact, the ministry is contemplating to come up with an ESG framework. For that, we are seeking the services of a consultant, and that is why we have provided that sum to be able to secure the services of that consultant.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Amiamia, you were not here for an hour. So
I came back just for you.
Okay.
Yes, on page 296, 21110.005, extra assistance. May we have the details and the breakdown of this figure in the advisor's pay packet?
Yes, for this particular item, provision has been made for the payment of allowances to the chairman and 2 members of the review panel. So this is for which it is provided for.
Okay. Honorable Levin.
Thank you, Chair. Page 296 and item 21110.005, extra assistance. May we be provided with more details, please, as to who is or are benefiting from this budgeted sum, please?
I've just replied. They are payment of allowance to the chairman and 2 members of the review panel. The chairman is Judge Ango. Yeah, and the 2 members are Mr. Ramson and Mr. Oseni. The chairperson draws a monthly salary of 167,355 rupees, and the other 2 members draw a monthly salary of 38,500 rupees.
Honorable Danu.
Thank you, Chair. Vote item 26313, extra budgetary units, 0.152, the Financial Services Institute. May we know who is the director and its package, and also the chairperson and all the board members, their package?
Well, in fact, the chief executive of the FSI is, he resigned recently on for health reasons, and at the moment we have an acting chief executive. And with regard to the composition of the board, we have as chairman one Mr. Manicchio, and the members are Mrs. Odit, Mr. Balnock, Mr. Jagmohan Singh, Mr. Pillay, Mrs. Pillay, Mr. Panchu, Mrs. Serjiwan Parag, Mr. Raucha, Mr. Sugdawu, and Dr. Suko.
Honorable Dulab.
Thank you, Chair. Same item number 26313, decimal 152, Financial Services Institute Limited. I note an increase of 3.3 million rupees.
Sorry, I missed the item number.
Same item, just canvas before, Financial Services Unit, 26313, decimal 152. I note an increase of 3.3 million rupees. Can we know the reasons of, please?
Well, in fact, it was announced that we are, in fact, it's a training arm of the ministry. Now we are converting it into an awarding body. So this is the cost of the setting up for it to become an awarding body, so that henceforth is going to be able to.
Thank you. We now move to subheading 12.130, Public Sector Governance Reforms. And again, we have 5 minutes for that. It starts as the lower part of page 296 and upper part of 297. So we start with Honorable 2. There's only one person. Go. 296?
Yes.
You're Honorable Amiyamiya, I said.
Yeah, but...
Okay, good. Go on.
I think you need to check your glosses. Yeah.
I've got the name here too. Go on.
To
put your question, or are you wasting time?
On page 296, where is the item allowances? Allowances, 900,000 rupees. It was 500,000. There has been an increase. May we know the composition of this figure and why this sudden increase?
Well, for that, provisions being made for the payment of acting responsibility allowances to officers called upon to assume higher duties and other ad hoc allowance, and also for cash in lieu of duty-free to eligible officers. So, why there's an increase? I believe the number of persons that are eligible now have gone up, and also there's been an increase in the amount due to the revision of the PRB board, I believe.
Thank you. We move to page 297. Honorable 2, you have a question on this page? No. Honorable Danu?
Thank you, Chair. Vote item 22070, cleaning services. There has been an increase. Can we have more details from the Honorable Minister?
Cleaning services. In fact, provisions made for services to be provided at a new office. In fact, the Office of the Public Services Governance is going to move to a new premise. Currently, they are located at the Emmanuel Anctil building. So they are going to looking for some new locations. So that is the amount provided for the cleaning services.
Honorable Utim.
Thank you, Chair. Item 22, 120, fees. The fees for next year is almost double this year's fees. So may we have an explanation for the increase in fees?
Fees for training is the same, isn't it? 150,000 rupees.
415, it becomes 950.
All right, okay. So fees. The amount, there's one new item, which is fees to consultants, amounting to 500,000 rupees that has been provided for. And so they are contemplating to appoint a consultant to prepare specifications and evaluation bids to procure services of a software engineer to develop an online web-based software that will allow parastatals to input both financial and non-financial information, thus enabling OPSG to have an overall monitoring oversight over the performance of public sector organizations. So this is the amount that has been provided for to appoint this consultant.
Honorable Amiamia.
Yes, thank you, Chair. On same item, item number 22060, maintenance. Can I ask the Honorable Minister, what is being maintained? What has increased from 60,000 rupees to 1.3 million rupees?
Well, in fact, provision is made for the maintenance of a photocopy machine and the setting up of IT infrastructure regarding connectivity to GINS, GINS, upon relocation to a new building that we are going to move into. So it's a new item. And also there are provision made for the maintenance of computers, printers, and other IT equipment. And also provision is made for fit-out works at the new office, so for furniture, fixtures, and fittings.
Thank you. We now move to subheading 12.104, anti-money laundering and combating of financing terrorism. Again, we got 5 minutes for that, and here we're going to deal with the bottom part of page 297 and page 298. Any question on page 297? So we move to page 298. Dr. Honorable Boulel.
Thank you very much, sir. In respect of fees 22120, fees to consultants and fees to... Now, can we be informed in regards to the fees paid and to whom?
Well, fees for the national risk assessment, this is being conducted by the World Bank. So this is fees paid to the World Bank consultants. As regard the fees to consultants for independent assessment of AML CFT framework, this is something that we are contemplating to carry out, to at least have a midterm review of our system. So we are looking for experts from the ESAMLAG group to assist us in carrying out that review.
Honorable Danu.
Thank you, Chair. I vote item 22900, other goods and services, training, FATF standards and ESAMLAG mutual evaluation assessors. Can you have more details on this from the Honorable Minister?
22900, yes. So provision is made of 3 million rupees made for training, conferences, venue, air tickets, hotel accommodation, and also for the arrival of the experts, some experts who are going to come and conduct those training services to our officers. So this is the amount that is catered for to carry out the training.
Honorable Utim.
On this very same item of training. May I know from the Honourable Minister whether an agreement has already been signed with Isamlag for the provision of this trainer, or it is now that the request will be made for trainers to be delegated to Mauritius?
As you know, we have to secure first the budget before embarking in any discussions with the Isamlag. But we do have, as you know, a very close relationship with the Isamlag experts. So we felt that the best people with whom we have to seek this kind of training would be these experts from the Isamlag.
Thank you. Any question on that? No. The question is that the sum of 362 million rupees for vote 12-1 Ministry of Financial Services and Good Governance stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it.
Attorney General's Office, Ministry of Agro-Industry and Food Security, vote 13-1, Office of the Solicitor General.
The question is that the sum of 332 million rupees for vote 13-1, Office of the Solicitor General stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye, those against say no. So, 31. We are on page 304. We got 5 minutes for that. 304 and 300. Honorable Lobin.
Thank you, Chair. Page 304, item number 21110.005, extra assistance. May we be provided with more detailed information as to who is or are providing those extra assistance, please?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I have one PO, Public Relations Officer, Mr. Omvir Suoji. He is on a one-year contract which is renewable. He is paid allowances as per recommendations of the POP.
Honorable Navamari. Honorable Lashmaroy. Anyone on 304? No. 304? Okay.
Yes, on page 304, allowances, 21110.004 allowances from 14 million to 18,500,000. May we have the details and the breakdown of this figure?
Yes, this provision represents, Mr. Chair, allowances paid to officers in terms of acting allowance, responsibility allowance, ad hoc allowance, paid to public officers called upon to assume higher responsibilities or who are working in specialized units. Also, provision for payment of judicial and legal allowance, commonly called robing allowance, special legal service allowance to law officers, allowance to officers of the legal assistant cadre, and provision for payment of a monthly stipend to those persons doing pupillage. And we have therefore an increase in all these payment of allowances, also increase in pupils, so therefore explaining the increase in the provision.
Honorable Danu, on page 305.
305.
Yes.
Yes. And item 26 grants, 262110 contribution to international organization.
Sorry, sir, please, page 305.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Item 262110.101, Asian African Legal Consultative Organization. Can you have more details from the Honorable Minister?
262110, yes. ALCO, this represents the contribution we pay to ALCO with its headquarters situated in New Delhi. And therefore, the payment to ALCO, this increase from 400 to 420,000 is due to fluctuation in foreign exchange rate.
Honorable Lubin.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Page 305, item 2220, fees. .032, fees for legal outsourcing. May we be provided with more detailed information as to this item, please?
So this represents the fees payable, as the name suggests, on a case-to-case basis. There are quite a number. I will not be able to provide it at this stage. Legal outsourcing, it depends on case. Some are pending, some have been already dealt with, Mr. Chair.
Dr. Honorable Boulel.
Thank you very much, sir. Item 26313, decimal 029, Law Reform Commission, budgetary provision of 19 million.
Yes.
700. Now, if the Honorable Minister could tell us who are the members of the Commission, and if you could unbundle the sum to say how it's being used in relation to the Law Reform Commission.
Okay, yes. Chairperson of the board is Mr. Ganesh Ramdewa, Senior Attorney, GOSK. The members are as follows. A representative of the judiciary is Judge Nicolas François Osan-Belpo. Representative of the Solicitor General is the Solicitor General himself, Mr. Rajesh Sharma Ramlal, Senior Counsel. Representative of the Director of Public Prosecution, it is the Director of Public Prosecutions himself, Mr. Abdul Rashid Amin. Representative of Barristers, Mr. Yatindranath Varma. Representative of Notary, Mr. Nicolas Boulet. Representative of Attorneys, Mr. Marie-Thierry Vincent Koenig, Senior Attorney. Two members of civil society, namely Ms. Ashna Devi Gunput and Mr. Mohammed Iqbal Tourabali. Chief Executive Officers, Mr. Sabir Kadel. As to their activities, I would refer the House to the annual report, which is tabled before the House.
Honorable Utim.
May I insist again on the question that has been asked by Honorable Lobin under item 22120.32, fees for legal outsourcing. Last year, a budgeted amount of 80 million rupees was voted. So at least with respect to these 80 million rupees, we have a breakdown of the fees that has been paid and to whom these fees have been paid.
Mr. Chair, every year I say the same thing. Some cases are still pending, some cases have been dealt with. In any event, all these payments are duly audited and are paid by the ministry. They represent fees for legal outsourcing for payments of court cases, including arbitration cases, exceed cases, a number of those. So at this stage, I will not be in a position to give.
I understand. Honorable Lakshman Roy.
Thank you, Chair. I don't know if this item has already been canvassed. Item 22120, fees of which decimal 008, fees to consultants. Can we have details about the consultants, please?
2212.
No.
008, huh? Wait. Yes, it's... This is the consultant at the office, I believe. There is one consultant at the office. Yes, yes, indeed. The office employs the services of one legal consultant, namely the former Solicitor General, Mr. Dhiren Devi. He is acting as legal consultant for the office for a period of 2 years. Date of appointment is 15th October 2021. It is therefore up to October 2023. He is paid as per his contract according to recommendations of the PRB. And needless to say, he's providing services to the office on a number of cases, including Chegos, ITLOS, etc.
Time is over. The question is that the sum of 332 million rupees for both 13-1 Office of the Solicitor General is part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no.
Aye.
The ayes have it.
Vote 13-2, Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions.
The question is that the sum of 190 million rupees for both 13-2 Office of the Director of Public Prosecution is part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Take item 13.2, page 308, 309, and 310. We got 5 minutes for that. Honorable Osman Mohammed.
Yes. Item 22.120 fees, point 012, retainer fees to council. May we know the identity of the councils who are providing services to the DPP's office?
So many of them. These are prosecuting counsel. Prosecuting counsel retained by the DPP for quick cases, case-to-case basis. Very long list. No. Yes.
Honorable Lobin.
Already canvass, Chair.
Honorable
Lutim. Prosecuting counsel, j'ai bien dit là.
Item 22.120.
Decimal. Mr. Chair, please bear with me. I'm just checking for the retainer fees to counsel, whether it's correct or not. Prosecuting, please give me something. David, you have some data. I can have some other question in the meantime.
Let's take a question from Mutim.
Fees, decimal 011, fees in connection with...
Sorry, please say again. Please say again.
So the item of fees, 22.120, decimal 011, fees in connection with Privy Council cases. May I know from the Honourable Attorney General whether these fees are paid to council or to solicitors in connection with these Privy Council cases?
Combination of two, both. There are Privy Council agent, also council, on a case-to-case basis.
Honorable Danu.
Thank you, Chair. Under vote item 22.030, rent. You can see there is an substantial increase. Can we have more details from the Honorable Minister?
22.030, yes. Rent, therefore, rent is 22. There is an increase, yes. This represents payment of rent for the office space of the NPF building, Renganalen Sinivasan building on the ground floor for certificate of character unit, 131 square meters, and yearly rental includes service charges, that is 1,600,000. Also rental for parking slots, 3.1 million, payable to DBM Properties and the SIFB. Also, payment for CCTV camera line rental fee, 600,000 rupees, payable to Brinks Limited. The increase from the increase as from January 2023, increase in rental of CCTV camera line with the entry into effect of the new contract as from July 2023. With your permission, Mr. Chair, coming to the question of Honorable Osman Mohammed for the retainer fees, I'm informed that for prosecuting counsel, there are about 10 of them. So the fees will encompass for all of the 10. Details, however, are not available at this stage.
You are done?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So we move to page 309, and we take a question from Honorable Osman Mohammed.
Item 31122.082.
Use your mic.
Yes, item 31122.802B, enhancement of certificate of character, online application. May we know the appreciation of the Honourable Minister following the implementation of this project, whether things are going faster?
It was launched this year by the DPP himself in my presence and in the presence of the Commissioner of Police. I understand there was one hiccup in the beginning, comme un rodage, but I think it's in the running-in period. I am informed that there will be additional features that will be included, namely for integration with an instant payment system, MoCloud, and also applicants will be able to apply and download their copy of the certificate of character. Merci. Honorable Ganga Prasad.
Thank you, Chair. May I ask the Honourable Minister, the same item, after B, we have the item C, video conferencing unit. For this current year, I find no budgetary provision.
It was for purchase of video conferencing equipment. The project is complete. So the equipment is there. It's already running.
Thank you. Time is over. The question is that the sum of 190 million rupees for both 13.2 Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions is then part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no.
Aye.
The ayes have it.
Vote 13-3, Office of the Parliamentary Council.
The question is that the sum of 24 million rupees for both 13.3 Office of the Parliamentary Council is then part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. We got 5 minutes for this item, and we are on page 311.
No question.
Honorable Béranger.
22,120 fees. Can we have a breakdown, please?
This represents the meager 100,000 rupees. This represents the fees for training of staff and the refund of CPD fees, continuous professional development.
Honorable Lakshman Roy.
Thank you, Chair. Under item 21.110.004, allowances, can we have further details with regard to which allowances we are referring to?
Yes. The Chair. Allowances means allowances such as acting allowance, responsibility allowance, ad hoc allowance, payable to public officers assuming higher responsibilities or working in specialized units. Also representing payment of judicial and legal allowance, special legal service allowance. Increase in the sum is due to increase in allowance paid in accordance with the annual increment. Thank you.
Okay. No question? 312? No question? The question is that the sum of 24 million rupees for vote 13.3 Office of the Parliamentary Council is then part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Aye. The ayes have it.
Vote 13-4, Ministry of Agro-Industry and Food Security.
The question is that the sum of 2,630 million rupees for vote 13.4 Ministry of Agro-Industry and Food Security is then part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. We are going by subheading 13401 from page 317.
317.
The subhead 13401 general.
5 minutes.
We got 5 minutes for that. Dr. Honorable Boulel.
Thank you very much, sir. Respect of item 21, 110.005, extra assistant. I see that there is a budgetary provision of 2,400,000. If the minister can enlighten us as to the extra assistants which is being extended and who are they?
Yes, I have 4 advisors. Mrs. Sanjana Kadevalu, advisor on information matters, on contractor 1 year renewable. First initial contract was in May 2020, renewed, and the contract is still in force. Second is Mr. Avnish Ramuta, advisor on extension services and customer relations, on a contract of 1 year renewable. First date of appointment was January 2020. Is renewed annually, and the contract is still in force. Third, technical advisor, Mrs. Shivrani Ori, annually renewed. First contract was in July 2021, being renewed annually. And fourth, Mr. Lakshmikant Damar, advisor in zero budget natural farming on a contract of 1 year renewable. First contract was in November 2021, and the contract is still a running one. That's it, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Oui.
Any other questions on this page, 317?
Yeah, you know that more personally.
Yes.
Page?
The same page.
Same page. Thank you. Je vais poser ma question sous l'item 2110, Personal Emoluments. Peut-on savoir du ministre combien d'officiers travaillent au Pesticides Regulatory Office, puisqu'aucune section n'est allouée spécifiquement à ce bureau, et que l'année dernière, j'avais posé la même question. Il m'avait dit qu'il allait circuler l'information, mais il ne l'a jamais fait. Donc j'espère qu'il ne refera pas la même chose cette année, d'autant plus que toutes mes questions parlementaires sur le sujet des pesticides sont restées sans réponse.
Under this item, Mr. Chair, subhead 13-401, we are talking of a total of 289 employees. Now, for Pesticides Regulatory Office, if the information is forthcoming, I can provide it.
But please make sure that you submit the information once you get it. Okay. Honorable Juman, page 317. We move to 318 then.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair. 22-120, fees. Can I know from the Honourable Minister a breakdown of the 2,135,000 rupees?
Yes. 30, yes. Fees represents. Fees, this represents payment of fees to members of boards and committees, namely Bid Evaluation Committee, Departmental Bid Committee, Land Conversion Committee, and Ramsar Committee. So many members. We go to, if you want one by one, this will take me some time.
You're going to table it, or you're going to name it one by one?
Well, for the first two, bid evaluation committee, this is on an ad hoc basis as and when there are bid evaluations to be held. For the departmental bid, same thing. Regarding land conversion committee, this is a committee composed of 26 persons, namely, which is chaired by the senior chief executive of the ministry. And then we have representatives of Ministry of Housing and Land, representative of district councils, representative of municipal councils, representative of SIFB, representative Irrigation Authority, representative Land Use Division, representative Ministry of Energy and Public Utilities, Ministry of Environment, representative Cane Industry Authority, representative Land Drainage Authority. So the fees would be payable to all of them. For the Ramsar, it is a committee of 18 persons plus the secretary, chaired by the senior chief executive of the ministry and composed of representatives of the ministries of education, housing, tourism, environment, local government, blue economy, representative of National Park Conservation Service, representative of Mauritius Wildlife Foundation, representative of Wastewater Management Authority, CWA, University of Mauritius, MIE, goes on and on. It's quite a long list. So this represents therefore fees payable to those persons.
Honorable Osman Mohammed.
Thank you. Item 22-030, 17 million rupees for rent.
For rent, yes.
Yes. May we have the details of this?
There are three buildings. One is NPF building, Renganaden Sinivasan building, that is level 8 and 9. Blendax House in Paul Louis, and third is Sterling House in Paul Louis.
Thank you. We now move to the next subheading, 13402, competitiveness of the sugarcane sector. It starts at the bottom part of page 318 and the top part of 319. Again, we got 5 minutes for this. Honorable Béranger.
Page 319.
19, OK.
Per part.
319.
Item 28, 213.021, research and development in connection with biomass framework, an allocated amount of 8 million. Can we have more details about this amount, please? Et est-ce qu'on a pu avoir le chiffre des officiers du Pesticides Regulatory Office? Merci.
Alors, yes, this figure of 8 million, of course, the biomass has been announced in this year's budget. The sum of 8 million will represent research and development in connection with biomass framework for the setting up of a laboratory for chemical and physical analysis of all local biomass to certify that same can be burnt in high-pressure boilers for energy production. The budgeted amount will enable MCIA to avoid sending samples abroad for tests. For pesticides, I will try to get it before the end of my time. Pesticides Regulatory Office, please, if you have the number.
Honorable Denou.
Thank you, Chair. And page 319, capital expenditure, and see grants extra budgetary unit, item 26323.028, irrigation authority, letter A, supporting climate change agriculture for smallholders, and EU-funded project. Can you have status of this project, Honorable Minister?
Okay, this, the provision here is for 19.7 millions. For sheltered farming to improve productivity of smallholders of land and adaptation to climate change, thereby reducing the exposure of farmers to risks and contribute to climate-smart agriculture. This project is directly benefiting 439 small planters occupying a cultivated area of about 200 hectares of land under vegetable plantation in the regions of Triolet, Solitude, and Pointe-au-Piment. As the Honourable Member said, it is an EU-funded project which started in 2019 and with the objective to build resilience of small vegetable growers against the effects of climate change. The total project value is 30.9 million rupees, excluding VAT. The contribution of the EU is at 80%, amounting to 24.1 million. And government contributes the remaining 20% plus VAT, which amounts to 11.3. As at date, an amount of 3.4 million rupees has been disbursed by the EU. And we are expecting another 10 million to be disbursed by end of this financial year coming from the EU. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Juman.
Thank you, Chair. 26313.028, Irrigation Authority. Can I know from the Honourable Minister the composition of the board and the pay packet for the CEO?
For the CEO, note 3. Chairman is Mr. Dinal Dani. The representatives are, of course, of other ministries. CEO. No, there's no CEO, there's a general manager, in fact. Okay, voilà. Mr. Denny is the chairman. Monthly fee, 40,000 rupees. Representatives of ministries of agro-industry, food security, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Industrial Development, SME cooperatives, Ministry of Energy, Public Utilities, Ministry of Housing, Representative Central Water Authority, and then we have representative of agricultural community. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 persons are representing. So fees payable, let me go to fees payable. 40,000 for the chairman, and then it is 2,500 per sitting for all other Members, for GM, please, GM. GM is, I will give it in the course. For General Manager, please, of the IA.
Okay. We now move to subheading 13403, Development of Non-Sugar Crop Sector. It starts at page 319, and it goes up to page 320. Page 319. Honorable Osman Mohammed, your question is on page 319?
No, 20.
Any question on page 319? 20? Okay, Osman Mohammed. Honorable Osman. 20, yeah.
Item 25210.029, fruit ripening scheme.
25210.009, yes?
Is
on 320?
Yes, the fruit ripening scheme. Last line, the very last line on page 320.
Oh, yes.
Does this use agrochemicals or what? Can you please tell us more about it?
I have it as an annex. If Mr. Chair, you will bear with me. 16. No, this represents payment of grant. A grant of 50% of up to a maximum of 500,000 provided for setting up of fruit ripening facilities, that is for the purchase of fruit ripening equipment allocated to farmers. In respect of the financial year 2022-2023, a budget of 5 million was voted, but we received only one application. And the applicant, therefore, was given a grant of 467,000. His payment is under process. So that payment represents grant to buy equipment. We give the grant to the farmer, and the farmer buys the equipment.
Honorable Navamari.
Sir, thank you. Item 22,900, other goods and services. I would like to know what is the amount of 12 million meant for, because out of this, only 2 million is being earmarked for the green agricultural certification and 1 million for the Salon de l'Agriculture.
Oui. Green agricultural certification is for the payment to Moshe Standard Bureau, because the Moshe Standard Bureau gives the certification of MORIGAP, that is GAP, GAP means Good Agricultural Practice. So for those farmers who wish to have the MORIGAP certification, we provide them with this financial assistance.
Honorable Tu.
Thank you, Chairperson.
Sorry, for the Salon de l'Agriculture, although for the past year only 1 million was provided and 2 million is being provided for this year, we do it in partnership with other institutions. For this year, the Salon, it cost more than 1 million. We did it in collaboration with the EDB at Côte d'Or.
Yes, Honorable Tu.
Thank you. Item 25210, decimal 012. Can the Honourable Minister explain the considerable increase in provision for seed purchase scheme?
Yes. The considerable increase due to the fact that traditionally the seed purchase scheme concerned only potatoes and onions, but as has been announced in this budget, it will be extended now based on the promising figures we see for potatoes and onions. It will be extended for other products, and we will include SMEs, cooperatives, etc., and others, as announced in the budget. This therefore explains the increase in budgeted amount.
Honorable Ashabaden.
Yes.
Page
La page 320.
Item
25-210, décimal 020, fruit fly suppression with environmental friendly technique. Can we have a breakdown how this fund is being used?
Fruit fly. Right, fruit fly program. So this, the amount represents funding for purchase of lures and insecticides for fruit fly suppression program. Fruit fly control materials, lures, insecticide, traps, and protein baits will be procured for area-wide fruit fly control with a bait application technique, also male annihilation technique. Please don't ask me what is the male annihilation technique in planters' fields and in selected areas. For the number of, we also purchase chemicals, CLU and methyl eugenol. It's complicated. For the places where they have been applied, we have Espérance, Cartier, Rosebel, Réduit, number of them.
We move to subheading 13404, livestock production and development. It starts at page 322 and it ends at page 323. Again, we got 5 minutes for that.
Page by page, please.
322. Hello? Okay.
Thank you, Chair. Vote item 22,900, other goods and services. Decimal 027, animal feed. You see that there is a decrease. Can the Honourable Minister explain why?
Yeah. 322. Okay. Yeah. So the good news is that there is an increase in local fodder production, therefore reducing the amount required to meet the expenses to purchase animal feed from other sources.
Okay. Okay?
Yeah.
Honorable Ganga Pausat.
Page 322, item 22,130, studies and surveys, Honourable Minister.
Yes.
We find that there is a remarkable increase in budgetary allocation to 3 million. Would you enlighten us on the studies and surveys that are concerned?
Okay, this will represent the expenses for implementation of the National Livestock Information System in respect of livestock tagging and monitoring.
Sorry, Dr. Buller. What? Keep your thought for yourself. Okay? No. You're disturbing me.
Attendez, no, I can provide details if you want. I have a whole annex on this spend set. Yes.
Honorable Amiamia.
On
page 322 là.
323.
Let's take Honorable Routine then.
Page 322.
322. Item 2110, decimal 005, extra assistance. Can we know the name of the advisors and the amount?
No,
paid?
this from memory. We have to recruit veterinarians from abroad. From memory, in March last year, there was an advertisement by PSC. There was only one applicant. Nobody. I understand that vets are very happy in the private sector. They don't want to.
Let's move.
They don't want to the LVD. So we need to recruit from. In fact, we have contacted SADC Secretariat to obtain the services of veterinarians from other countries.
We move to page 323 and we listen to Honorable Amiamia.
Page 323, item number 25,110.003. Mauritius Meat Authority. So it's coming. In relation to live cattle importation, may I know from the Honourable Minister the sum what is budgeted this year and also the sum what has been spent last year?
The budgeted amount. Unfortunately, I will have to refer the honourable member to the annual report of the MMA, which is tabled before the House. For the import of cattle, as the honourable member is aware, for this year, this has not been successful now for Eid al-Adha. We will keep trying, I can assure you. If the figure is forthcoming, I will provide it, but definitely the amount was provided for this time by the Ministry of Finance, but was not utilized, so we will return it. De mémoire, no, I don't want to give you a figure.
Honorable 2?
The figure was 60, yes, voilà. Figure was 60 million was earmarked, but was not utilized.
Honorable Minister, you are allowing him a supplementary question. It's not a PQ.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Okay.
That's simple to do.
Thank you, Chairperson. Vote item 28225, decimal 007, little d. There's a new provision for the scheme for veterinary services. Sorry. Can we know why this new provision?
Yes. Yeah, okay. Breeders oftentimes have recourse to private veterinary services. So we are going to provide them with a subsidy as and when they have recourse to private veterinarians. The subsidy will be to the tune of 1,000 rupees for a maximum of 2 vouchers per breeder. There are around 3,700 breeders registered with the FARE, and they will be eligible for this new scheme.
We now move to subhead 13405, Forest. We got 5 minutes for that. Page 324.
24, okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Item 22-090, security. Same budgetary provision. If the Honourable Minister could apprise us as to how this money is being spent. Thank you. Or the tender was called for?
Yes, always. Tender, always. There are a number of sites. Okay. Security is always by tender. So last bid, 10 bids were received for 12 sites. Sites Suyak, Abercrombie, Kerpip Head Office, Kerpip Nursery, Kerpip Timber Store, Pamplemousse, Villemin, Aubuy, Quartier Militaire, Maibou, Marlachaud, Sophie. Services, so the tender after tender, the offer of RSL Security Services has been retained for the provision of security services for period 14th March 2023 to 13 March 2024. Total amount 2,660,580.
Honorable Danu.
Thank you, Chair. Under capital expenditure, vote item 31111.001, construction of quarters and barracks. Can we have more details from the Honourable Minister?
Yes, this is for the new quarters at Kerpip. The existing building dates to the colonial days. It's health and safety-wise, it is not suitable. So this will represent the construction of new office building at Kerpip. The estimated cost is 56.6 million. The design works for the construction has been undertaken by the MNI. First phase, estimated cost 12.6 million. Second phase will be in next financial year, 24-25. Estimated cost 34 million. Third phase, financial year 25-26, estimated cost 10 million. Also, there will be construction of bathroom and toilet block at Suyak office. Over there, it will be contracted out. It estimated cost 400,000 rupees.
Honorable Osman Mohammed.
Yes. Item under capital expenditure, item 31113.014, landscape work, motorway, public roads, for which only 200,000 rupees is being voted.
The forestry is responsible. I know I get the question often. Our DA takes care of part of it, but forestry provides the plants which you find in the hard shoulder, au milieu.
Any more questions on page 324? No question. 324, okay. So we move to the next subhead, 13406, National Parks and Conservation Service, which is at page 325 and 326. We got 5 minutes for this. Honorable Béranger.
Thank you. Under the item 21110, personal emoluments, can we know the composition of a Native Terrestrial Biodiversity and National Parks Advisory Council?
Ah, no. You had withdrawn your PQ last time, yes. No, please go on.
What? Can we know the composition and the allocations given, and how many recommendations have been made?
Yeah, the information is forthcoming. National Park Advisory Council, yes, it is constituted under the Native Terrestrial Biodiversity and Reserves Act. I will provide the information.
Okay. Honorable 2.
I will come back.
Honorable 2.
Thank you, Chairperson. Vote item 26313, decimal 129, extra budgetary units. Can we have some information with regards to the Valley Osterlog Endemic Garden Foundation, the provision made for same?
The question is? What's the last part of the question? I did not hear it.
Provision made for this item.
So the funds are to cater for staff. Of course, you have 38 employees. So the funding will be for emoluments, traveling, overtime, sick leave, uniform, utility charges, water, electricity, maintenance of the building. The office is at Wotton Kirpip. The chairperson is Mr. Dorasamy. He is the chairperson since October 2018. He draws an allowance of 27,414. And the members of the foundation are paid 1,500 rupees per sitting. And subcommittees, if any, 1,350. That's it.
Dr. Honorable Boulel. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. In respect of grants 26, our contribution decimal 092. Our contribution to CITES.
CITES, oui.
Yeah. If we can be apprised as to why there's that slight increase in the estimate for the year 24.
CITES, well, I venture to say that it will be due to currency fluctuation. I stand to be corrected. But this small figure, it has to be currency fluctuation. 65,000, 70,000, yeah.
Thank you, Chair. Under capital expenditure, item 31113, decimal 014, landscaping works within Black River National Park, Brado National Park, public gardens. Can we know the status of same? Thank you.
Black River and Brado 014. Yes. The sum provided for the upgrading and maintenance of the visitor center at both places, namely Le Pétrin and Brado. status? Is it completed? I think it's completed.
Completed, okay. Honorable Osman Mohammed, your question is for page 326 or this one? No, it's okay.
26.
Hold on. Yes.
Waiting for my
I will come back. I will come
I've
back.
asked two answers.
I can't, but you will get it. I can't just
on
waste
the
time.
council and the pesticides, I'm not having any answers.
You will get it in due time. The Honorable Minister said he will circulate it. Have you got a question on this, under this heading?
No, on the next one, please. On the next page.
So that's we send to Honorable Osman Mohammed.
I'll make sure give it to you personally, don't worry. 326.
Yes? Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Item 31410.048, the last line, Mauritius from ridge to reef. Quite a substantial amount is being asked. Can we have more information about this?
This is an EU-funded project. We have received 4 million euros from the EU delegation here, and I seize this opportunity to thank them. Ridge to reef is for restoration works in our native and endemic forests. It is a project we started in 2021, is ongoing. So the object is to restore and maintain about 800 hectares of forests, including mangrove ecosystem, removal of invasive plant species, etc., etc. It will include also recruitment of general workers on contract for this purpose. And the project is ongoing. It is jointly managed by representatives of the EU delegation here in Port-Louis and representatives of the National Park and Conservation Service. With your permission, and to the satisfaction of the honourable member, Mr. Nazur Ali from the University of Mauritius is the chairperson of the National Parks Advisory Council. They meet every 3 months. Insofar as you have the representative of the Ministry of Agro-Industry, the Forestry Service, and 2 other members, les noms m'échappent. Insofar as recommendations made to me, they make quite a number of recommendations. I think that would be better addressed in a PQ. There was a PQ recently which was withdrawn.
Thank you. Honorable Béranger?
Coming.
Le ministre me dit qu'il va me donner la réponse personnellement, mais c'est le public qui doit savoir, monsieur.
Vous avez de la chance.
Mais c'est pas pour moi que je pose la question, c'est pour le public. Et s'il n'y a plus de contrôle sur l'utilisation des pesticides, c'est dangereux. C'est pour ça que c'est d'intérêt général.
Il y a des contrôles.
Do you have any question on page 326?
Yes, item 31410.401. Rehabilitation of nature reserves and parks. May we know why there is a decrease in the amount allocated?
You see how lucky you are? Even the time we have exceeded the time, I'm giving you a question.
Thank you, Chair.
Non. Je vous rassure, chers collègues, vous aurez la réponse. Rehabilitation, Director, please provide me with the information. Why there is why we have removed 400,000 rupees from your budget? Yes, that's because 2 projects have been completed. One at Brado is complete, and one for the Pink Pigeon, c'est à Tamarin. Yes, c'est complété.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Time is over. The question is that the sum of 2,630 million rupees for vote 13-4, Ministry of Agro-Industry and Food Security, stand part of the schedule. Those in favour say aye. Those against say no.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Honourable members, I suspend the sitting for half an hour.